Good morning, Salt Lake City. Whew. Look at all the mountains. I probably missed a lot of that last night. Man, I was going downhill forever. Going down a mountain, I guess, on a hill. And this guy last night tried to charge me $23 for cat litter. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm incredibly stressed out right now. It just seems like everything that could go wrong has been going wrong in the last day now. Well, that's a lie. At night, getting here, and then this morning, you know. But at least I can go see this. I want some real Mormon food, and I don't think I'm gonna find it. I want to try, they have like Jello and then funeral potatoes, but I'm getting the feeling like you have to be a part of Mormon society to experience those things normally, naturally, and that you can't just go to a restaurant and just find it. I don't think that's gonna happen, so. But we'll see if I can. I don't think I will, but I'll try. Wow, okay, so this is the Salt Lake Temple. This is pretty neat. They've got a lot of random, different, I don't say fancy things, but unusual things. The city center, this temple square, it's all walled in. And there's the temple. We can walk in, everything's pretty much accessible, but it's just interesting. Again, the conference center, I don't know what it is, but like everything else, it's pretty imposing. Here's their plaque in front. Well, one of their entrances. They've got a full-size nativity scene here. It's actually pretty neat. You know, it is like Christmas time. No, Christmas season or whatever. So this is a statue of, I guess, when John the Baptist is said to have come to North America. And there's Joseph Smith and Oliver Cowdery. I don't want to say anything bad because, you know, this is like a major center for the Church of Latter-day Saints. So I've got a museum here explaining the building of the temple. This is a miniature. Mormon people are really nice, I will say. This temple is taller than Notre Dame in Paris, easily. It's pretty huge. This is the Church of Latter-day Saints office building. And this is the Joseph Smith Memorial Building, which I guess they're upgrading. You know, as peculiar as I think the Mormons are, it's a pretty neat place. Eat a home-style meal in the historic home of Brigham Young, Lion House, also at Temple Square. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty square. I just ate the Lion House Pantry, wrote a review on my Facebook. So, yeah, I probably posted on the .com too. Interesting. So, Mormons don't drink coffee, I guess, and that's why they didn't have any at that Mormon restaurant I just went to. So, but you know what? This guy drinks coffee, and so I have to go to Starbucks with the fierceness. Alright, now I'm headed to the Great Salt Lake itself, or Antelope Island, where I guess you could see the lake, although they say it's dried up, or it's drying up, because there wasn't enough snow. But I guess it's not like permanent. But I'll just shut up and drive there. How about that? And you know me, I love skylines, so I had to show. Salt Lake does have an impressive one. It's the state capitol over there. It looks pretty huge. They've got houses all up in the mountains. Alright, I'm heading driving across some causeway to Antelope Island. So I'm actually driving over the Great Salt Lake. Normally there would be water all over here, but again, it's dependent on the snowfall, and because there wasn't a lot of snow last year, it's pretty dry. I mean, there's not even water here. There is water in the middle, so but I guess, I don't know, is that the island? I'm headed to some kind of island in the Great Salt Lake. It's a pretty big lake. Like, it could be the size, I mean, I think it's, I don't want to say it's the size of a Great Lake, but it's pretty big. Antelope Island, in the middle of the Great Salt Lake. There's some water starting over here. You can kind of see a little bit of water. And I guess it's too salty for any fish. There's like shrimp and stuff. There's a lot of wildlife here though. They have bison, antelope. Here's a buffalo statue, or bison. But these are real buffalo over here. Look at them. I wonder, I heard that they can be dangerous, so I won't get too close. And the city, Salt Lake City's over there on the other side. The Great Salt Lake is easily the prettiest thing I've seen on this trip so far. It's just gorgeous. It's so beautiful out here. Okay, so bison are in North America, and buffalo are in other parts of the world, so everybody calls them buffalo, but I guess it's a misnomer. In North America, they're all bison. Whew. But this is a really big island, and I think I need to get to Idaho. I'm trying to get to Oregon tonight, and that's a long way away, so. I think I broke back. You know, honestly, I think I would come back here to the Great Salt Lake area, and there's so much more in Utah to see. So you can see where the lake is a little smaller this year, but it's still pretty huge. It's the kind of place that makes me wish I had a cowboy hat, you know? That'd be kind of sexy. Just listen how quiet it is. Utah. You know, I wonder if this wasn't the kind of stuff that I was missing when I was driving around in Wyoming at night, you know. Anyway, I thought I'd share what it looks like here. Definitely lots of mountains, at least in the northern part of Utah where I am. Idaho. This is what Idaho looks like, at least in the southern part. Looks like that. That's what it looks like, guys. Boise is bigger than Cheyenne. It seems newer here too, like more stuff to do. But yeah, Salt Lake City is probably going to be the biggest city I go to on this trip until I get to Portland, which I think is bigger than all of them. I'm not sure though if it's bigger than Salt Lake or not. I think it is. I'm just lost. Seriously. I found what looks like Boise's trendy little shishi area, so hopefully I can find a good restaurant. 805 Idaho. I got my potato in the form of fries, but they are from Idaho, and then some local root beer. Time to go to Oregon. Anyone gives a shit about my little snobby opinion, but Boise's a cute little town. It's a lot more modern and contemporary than I thought it would be. I think most of the West is a lot newer and more contemporary than the East. I mean, the East is just older, has older buildings and stuff. So hopefully I can find my postcard and then get to Portland at a reasonable time, hopefully. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be really late. All right, I'm coming into Oregon. I'm so happy, yes. All right, there's the Oregon sign. It's probably not gonna focus. There it is. All right, I'm in Oregon. And I'm back to reasonable speed limits of 65 miles an hour. There's nothing to see in this part of the video. I'm just gonna talk. I almost died, seriously, no exaggeration. I was driving through the eastern part of Oregon, and I passed this exit called Dead Man's Pass, and I had been going down mountains for, I don't know, at least an hour, like continually lowering the elevation. The downgrades had been getting steeper and steeper and steeper, and there was these signs over the road, you know, like the electronic signs that tell you just different traffic warnings and messages. And this one warning said there was going to be heavy fog, and visibility would be reduced to 500 feet. I thought, well, I don't want to fool with this because I'm in the mountains, and you know, there's snow and ice, and when I started getting closer to these areas, you know, there was just walls of rock and ice on both sides, or sheer cliffs, and the fog was even worse than the sign said. And I could only see, even with my high beams on, my brights on, you know, I could only see like 5 feet in front of my car, and I'm going downhill. And then I'm seeing all these signs that are like runaway truck ramp, 2 miles, 1 mile, 2 miles, you know. And so I can't see anything, and it's steep enough that there's all these warnings to trucks about them tipping over on the relatively sharp turns, going downhill, down a mountain, and, you know, if the truck gets out of control, try to veer it off onto this escape ramp. As soon as I got out of that mountain, Dead Man's Pass stuff, there was a Native American reservation and casino resort area, so I just pulled over and like got out of the car and just sort of like shook it off and had some chicken McNuggets and just sat down and like calmed myself down and, you know, psyched myself up. And it was so terrifying. I mean, honestly, I was on the verge of tears, and everything seemed like it was going black and white or gray. I just couldn't see anything, and I thought, like, oh my God, this is how I'm gonna die. That's dramatic, but that's how scary it was. So anyway, I have respect for driving in the mountains on a whole new level now. And all right, this is probably the last thing I'll do before I get to Portland, vlog-wise. So I don't know how much of the story is going to wind up on tape.